Please read your owner's manual. It gives you specifics about your particular model Jeep. Thank you for visiting John's Jeep Garage. We're just going to demonstrate here how to put it into four-wheel drive. We're going to show you the difference between a Jeep Wrangler JK and a Jeep Wrangler TJ. And really, this is just for informational purposes. So many people that I have met that own Jeeps have never actually put it into four-wheel drive. I'm going to show you the basics for people that have a Jeep. This is a 2016 Jeep Wrangler 3.6 liter. But I've run across many people who have just never had the need to put it into four-wheel drive, and they actually don't know how to do that. So I want to make sure that you're clear that you have your normal stick shift for your automatic, and then this right here is your four-wheel drive shift that locks your transfer case when needed. And if you look at the top of this, you will see 2 high, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low. So let's explain some basics here. While in park, you can pull with a constant pulling force to the first locking point, your four-wheel drive shift. If you notice, I pulled it there. It's locked. And if I go and I look at the dashboard, the four-wheel drive is illuminated. Right now, it is in four-wheel drive. I can also, putting it back, pull it into neutral. And into neutral, I like to keep my foot on the brake. Also, put it into the first section, and the four-wheel drive is illuminated. Then I would place it into drive and go about the next steps that I need to do. And also putting it back is the same thing. Notice no light on the dashboard. Now, this is something that many people don't know. I'm going to put it into four-wheel drive low. Let me just show the first process here and then explain what's going on. It's in four-wheel drive high right now. I'm going to pull it. The next step, if you look, it's in neutral. This is the step before going into four-wheel drive low. It's really hard putting it in four-wheel drive low right now. The gears underneath really are not meshing. If I put it in neutral, at that time I was actually able to put it in. The four-wheel drive light is illuminated. But quite honestly, the preferred method of putting it in to four-wheel drive low is to actually put it into drive when you're in four-wheel drive high, drive about 2 miles an hour, 2 to 3 miles an hour, put it into neutral, and while in neutral, shift it into four-wheel drive low. Let me explain. Take a look at your owner's manual. There's so much information in there, and you'll see it. See that? 2 to 3 miles per hour. You want your speed of your wheels in both the front and the rear to be going at the same speed. And when doing it while in neutral and while moving, it actually, the gears are aligned and it makes the shifting into four-wheel drive low an easier shift. Even in the owner's manual, it talks about this. It is preferred for you to be traveling 2 to 3 miles an hour, shifting it into neutral before pulling it into four-wheel drive low, because it could be a little bit more difficult getting into four-wheel drive low. So let's just say I'm in a stuck position, fixed position, where I can't do any type of shifting while in motion. I'm in the parking lot right now, just to use this example. I want to tell you that, as you know, I'm in two-wheel drive high right now. I'm going to pull it back one time. That's four-wheel drive high. I'm going to pull it back again. That's going to be neutral. I'm going to pull it back the third time, and sometimes it sticks. That's going to be four-wheel drive low. I know I can go from two-wheel drive high to four-wheel drive high while in park. I like, with my foot on the brake, I like keeping it in neutral. So if I pull too hard, I could go into neutral, and the four-wheel drive light will not illuminate. Let me show you. If I go into that position and I think, well, maybe I'm in four-wheel drive, there's nothing indicating I'm in four-wheel drive. I'm gonna have to press it back, get it into the four-wheel drive high notch, and I can confirm that because I see it illuminated on my dash. I'm in neutral. I'm in four-wheel drive high. I pull it here in neutral. I'm in transfer case neutral as well. I can confirm that because there's no light. And then I'm going to try to pull back to see if it will smoothly connect to four-wheel drive low. If it doesn't, we'll take that next step. Okay, it connected. You can kind of see the little pattern. This is from neutral, it's just a slight pull to the driver's side. And I'm there. I would then put it into drive, and then I would go ahead and I would proceed. Let's say I had trouble pulling it in. I would actually put it into drive, give it a little bit of gas, let the gears move slightly, and then put it back into neutral, and then try it again. Sometimes there's a sticking point. But right now, I'm in four-wheel drive low, and I can go about my business. To put it back, I always put it back into neutral. I then shift into neutral. I then shift into four-wheel drive high. And then I shift back, and I'm back into two-wheel drive high. If for any reason this sticks, it feels like the gears are just not meshing, I would go back, put it into drive, give it a little bit of gas just to make sure that it the gears actually turn, or your drive shafts actually turn, and then put it back into neutral, and then move this where I need to. I hope this helps. I'm going to show you on a TJ the difference. This is a 1997 to 2006 Jeep, on how to shift and put it into four-wheel drive. Okay, pretty much the same layout on a TJ. There's my transfer case lever, same modes, 2 high, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low, and then my automatic here. Remember, with a manual transmission, instead of shifting into neutral, just push the clutch in. But right now I'm in park, and I can shift into a four-wheel drive high. So you can see that the dashboard lights up. You're in four-wheel drive, so I know I'm in four-wheel drive high. Now that was doing it in park. But just like before, if you put it in neutral, or if it's a manual transmission and you push down your clutch, then you can go ahead and move the transfer case lever arm to neutral. The light goes off, and then you can now try to move it into four-wheel drive low from neutral. It may create a little bit of a gearing, but usually it moves in when you're in neutral or the clutch is engaged, and then you put it in drive and go forward. Okay, so if you need to just park it somewhere while it's in four-wheel drive low, that's no problem, knowing that you're still going to be in it. But if you're going to move out of it and move the transfer case lever down, put it back into neutral or use your clutch, and then go ahead and proceed to transfer case neutral, to four-wheel drive high, and then from there you want to go to two-wheel drive high, and you're good to go. Just remember, neutral or pushing your clutch in is always preferred. Okay, that's a wrap. Let's talk about a few quick things here. This is basically, you have an automatic or you have a manual transmission. If you are in park, putting it into four-wheel drive high the very first time normally is not an issue. Neutral or clutch is preferred, and in the owner's manual, if you look at it, if you're actually driving at a very low speed, you can shift into neutral, shift the transfer case lever arm into any one of the nodes, and then switch it into drive. You can actually, and it doesn't say this, but many of you do this just from practice, at a very low speed, going from staying in drive, switching into four-wheel drive high. Do not do that, switching into four-wheel drive low. Always make sure it's into neutral or your clutch is in, and be safe. Read your owner's manual. That tells you everything. Thank you.